What's good? So I'm watching the rideshare professor's video. It says break required. Are Uber and Lyft time in it to deny your bonus? Keep records, drivers. Okay, so I wanted to clear something. See this right here? View driving time limits. Okay, so when I first started out with Lyft, that was one of my issues. They didn't have that. You didn't know how long you were on the app and how long you had and things like that. And it used to get really annoying to get logged off and everything. You thought that you had more time. I thought that I had more time. And so when you hit view, you can see how much time you have online. So the only issue I have with the professor's video is that you got to have the details. You got to have the details. The guy could have still checked his online time, how much online time. I think he said that he was driving it for 5 hours and then they logged him off. That has never happened to me. That's never happened to me. And keep it in mind, I've completed almost 8,000 trips in the past 3 years. And I've never had them log me off saying that, my time had to reset and I've been driving for a while and everything. I never had them do that after 5 hours. So this is why I don't understand what that driver is submitting to the professor, that he's being logged off after driving for 5 hours to reset his drive time. So again, maybe it happened. I'm not really too sure. I know it's never happened to me, but we know that sometimes people just come up with fiction in their head and everything. Oh man, this is the bull crap. They done logged me off and everything and stuff. So now they just run to the professor. Look what happened, and this is after 5 hours. Professor, first thing you should have said is, "Oh, send me a screenshot of your time that you spent online." That right there. So this would help the professor, back his story up. When it comes down to him showing, like, look, the guy has 6 hours, 7 hours left, and they logged him out after 5 hours. This is great proof that this is going on. But it doesn't really make any grounds for good proof if you don't show this screen here. And so that driver that did make that post and send it to the professor may just be a way to piss other drivers off. That's what sometimes people want to do. They want to get everybody pissed off just like they're pissed off. And now people are worried whether this is going to happen again. I have noticed that sometimes it's happened to me, I want to say twice on Lyft. And when I used to drive Uber, it happened maybe once or twice too, where I was already at my 12-hour mark and they sent me a rider. And I ended up doing that ride and I exceeded the 12-hour limit of drive time. And I'm talking about literally, I'm given a ride, my 12 hours is already expired, and they send me another rider while I'm taking that ride. Now, I've also had situations where they've sent me riders right at that 12-hour mark, like right over it. They send me riders, I'm over the 12-hour mark, and at the same time, once I finish the ride, that ride is not, it's gone, and then they've logged me offline. So I've been on both sides of that spectrum and everything. So again, even though we want to chase the drama and the mess and accuse them of stuff, sometimes it's just drivers, trying to get pissed off. The dude might not have been anywhere near his ride challenge bonus. And a thing is he shouldn't have been chasing it anyway. And I do apologize. He might have just had a bonus area. It might not have been a ride challenge. I don't know, but it doesn't make sense for Lyft to log you off just because you got a $5 or $6 or $8 bonus and everything. They don't have to send you no ride. They don't have to send you no ride. I mean, it makes it more sense to do that so they can still have you online. They haven't sent you a ride for a while, and they know that driver's multi-app. You'll log off and you'll go chase something else and you'll lose that bonus. That's all they have to do. They don't have to log you off and say you reached your drive time and now it's 6 hours. They can't use you to bounce ride requests off of and try to get a ride fulfilled. It just doesn't make any sense for them to log somebody off for 6 whole hours. That doesn't make any sense. That's why I say that driver should have showed their drive time, how much time was left and everything. So, which they could have shown, but they didn't show it, which means that maybe the situation is not happening the way that the driver is explaining it to have happened. So, definitely be careful what assumptions you make and everything. And I can tell that other drivers are going in on it and making accusations and everything like that. Lyft stopping giving me rides when was near completed a bonus. These companies don't care about drivers. Uber's algorithm does something similar with Quest. 2 years ago, I did uh, several quests just to make extra. I remember several times they throttled me from completing the quest. Particularly, I had a $60 extra for completing 30 rides in a week, but I was stuck at 27.30. I waited over 33 hours for a ping. Okay, well, first and foremost, if you're waiting in an area um, where there are no ride requests, then that might be why. I mean, they don't care how far you got to drive to pick up a passenger, especially somebody that chooses the wait and save option. They really don't care. They'll still send you the ride request and you're 20 miles away. But in this guy's particular case, you made 27 rides, you had 30 to go. Yeah, you should have definitely, drove around to an area where it's busy, whether it be the downtown area or whatnot. Their algorithm, I'm just sorry. I know for a fact I've had $8 bonus hours on Lyft. I've had $8 bonus hours on Lyft, and I was declining everything. I only accepted stuff that was short distance. I still did 3 rides in an hour. I still ended up making $24 in bonuses that particular hour. It didn't affect me because I had an $8 bonus and I was sitting there and declining stuff. Now, if you are an idiot and you take a ride that ends up taking you from your market all the way to an area that you don't even know about, some little country area, some area where there aren't many ride requests, suburban area or something like that, then yeah, you're probably not going to hit your bonus hour because of that. You probably won't even get your ride challenge because of that. So again, don't chase rides because, oh man, that's more than what they usually pay, or just because it's over $10. You're going to leave an area is predominantly busy to go and chase $10, $15, and at the same time it screws up your ride challenge, or it screws up your bonus hour and everything like that. No, you got to respect your time. I believe personally that these ride challenges are set up so that drivers can get as many rides done as humanly possible. In other words, they're giving you ride challenges because they don't want you to accept those long distance trips. Like we see people taking somebody an hour away or 2 hours away from their market just for $100, $200 and everything. Some drivers are stupid enough to just go ahead and do that. It's one trip. Drive it, come back to the market, and boom, start making money. If you have a rental, no problem. I guess it's no problem. But if you have your own personal car, you're not going to have a passenger going back. Sorry. You're not going to have a passenger that's going to take you back into that area. So why would you take that ride? It only works if you have a rental and you don't respect the miles that's getting put on the car. It's that simple. But again, it's all of these things are based off of what the driver makes a decision to do. But like I said, when it comes down to the guy that was being logged off and everything, I think that he didn't realize how many hours he had already put on the app. I cannot tell you how many times I logged off to take a break and I was offline for 5 hours, 5.5 hours, 5 hours and 50 minutes. And I thought that my time had reset. And I logged on, did a ride, and then they logged me off, telling me that I was supposed to have a 6 hour break. And then I look at the time and I start thinking about it. And I'm like, oh, I logged back in too early. That's what happened. I just logged in too early. I think this is what happened in this guy's case. The guy didn't check the time. He had went to sleep. He felt fully rested when he woke back up, and he got back online. And 5 hours later, because again, he probably had already drove 7 hours before. 5 hours later, he ends up getting logged offline, and he's thinking that his time had reset because he thought that since he felt rested, that he had slept over the 6 hour mark, the 6 hour break that you're supposed to take. That's what I believe happened because it's happened to me quite a few times. And that is why I used to yell at Lyft, like, why don't y'all show in the app? You know what I'm saying? The time that we have left and available. Otherwise, drivers got to write down the time that they start, write down the time that they stop, write down the times that they take breaks and everything. Why doesn't the app show us this information and everything? And they made it to where you can see your drive time. But I still ended up with problems because I would forget to check the drive time. And I've asked them that whenever a driver goes and takes a long break, there should be a timer on the home screen that shows when the driver's time will reset. That way, the driver will stay offline a little bit longer. Or when you try to go online, it says, "Are you sure?" Because your time doesn't reset for another hour or 2 hours, whatever the case may be, and everything. This is why, because again, like I said, sometimes you will forget to check it because you may have just went to a Walmart or a Myers parking lot and took a nap and you woke back up. Only thing on your mind is the grind because you wanted to get your ride challenge or you wanted to get your promotion or just make money. And again, you just hop back online. So all in all, this guy's situation, I think it's just one of the situations that I've been in the past. And he's not really accurately accounting for the actual time that he was online. I could be wrong. I really do not think that I was online. I just think that this is one of those situations where the guy just wanted to go run and make a complaint about something that he's annoyed about because he screwed up. Again, I don't want this guy to be pissed off at me. My thing is, why don't you just think about when you were last online and maybe your time did not reset itself and you went online 2 minutes, 3 minutes before time. Like I said, I've done that too. I've done it too where my time wasn't supposed to reset for another 2 minutes, 2 more minutes. And I went online too early. And next thing you know, either they log me off or I do a ride and then I get logged off and it just screws up all of my hours because it's not only did I take a break for over 5 hours, but now I'm being forced to take another break for 6 hours. So that's 11 hours offline, 11 hours that affects my ride challenge. And we all would be pissed off, especially if the ride challenge was up in the hundreds. If it was up in the hundreds, yeah, you're going to be pissed off if it messes with that time. So appreciate y'all for watching, listening. Hopefully stuff like this doesn't happen. Just remember, check your online time before you go back online. Appreciate you. Have a good one.